like it. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Pre-Market Live Show. Today is February 10th. It is Tuesday morning. Market's a little bit mixed, but the Mag 7 looks like it's actually a little bit green this morning. So let's go through and see what's going on. All information presented here is for educational and informational purpose only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. And here you go with your heat map. And like I said, Mag 7 looking pretty good. Google flat. Apple's still down a little bit right there. Let's take a look. I don't have any options left. You know that. I sold them earlier before when it was popped up, but it is pulling back. We're going to have to wait for that old reverse and roll off the MACD right there. Google trying to set up right there. And we'll just see what our SPY and Qs are up to. And they are up a little bit this morning. Not looking bad for your SPY. Not looking bad for your Qs, but they are hitting that resistance area. They're hitting it. They look like they're going to pop off. We'll see exactly how this market's going to roll. And let's take a quick look because crypto's still down right there. So if the market follows crypto's still dipping around right here. Look at it. It almost looks like it's going to base down. Who was saying this, guys? Who was just saying that it could go basing down right there? So that's what we were looking at, and that's what's going on. ABP right there this morning. AbPro running up pretty big, up 92% right now. And there's that JZXN. That's an auto trucking dealership, one auto and truck dealership in China. And ICHR, that iCore Holdings was running up right there. And Credo, we were looking at this last night, the semiconductor one. Luis Rodriguez had mentioned that. MBOT jumped around this morning right there. And then LIMN. So there you go with them. CRDO. There you go, Luis Rodriguez. You had just mentioned that bad boy. It was running up there. How are you, Sam, and everybody else? Doge Mom and 9. How is everybody this morning? Robin's probably driving to work. We're thinking about Joseph Levy. He just put an update on his thing. I just saw it. I'll tell you what he said. Hold on. I'll tell you because it was kind of funny what he wrote. Here you go. Update number 2, Tuesday, 2/10, 6:15 a.m. So that was 45 minutes ago, 50 minutes ago. He said at 6:30 a.m., I'll be getting my Foley catheter out. Woohoo. I won't be tethered to the bed by my dick, he said, anymore. PT came in yesterday, see me try to walk. I walked down the hallway and back, which was more than they expected. And then he said the catheter's out. He's just waiting on breakfast, the PA, the pain management, and then the PT to get there. And then after getting cleaned or cleared by them, he'll see the doctor and then get discharged. So there you go, Joseph Levy. Good job, dude. So sounds like everything went well for him. We were thinking about Joseph Levy, still are. He had some major back surgery yesterday. That was crazy. They went and did 2 back surgeries for him. So anyway, we were talking about that, thinking about him. So there's your update on Joseph Levy, everybody. And let's cruise right through and see what's going on right here. What is happening in our market? Crypto is down right now. Let's see what our SPY, we looked at it, was up a little bit. SPY looks really good. I'm telling you, it looks like it wants to jump up a little bit more right to that 698 area. But then what happens when it gets there? Does it cross through or does it get smacked down by the MACD? And again, the same situation with your Qs. And IWM was up a little bit this morning, not looking bad. Same situation right there. So we'll definitely be keeping an eye on all of that info right there. And of course, we have some economic data coming out tomorrow. All that starts up, so we'll be keeping an eye. Today's nothing real crazy employment, but then tomorrow it gets interesting. I forget what it was tomorrow. What was it? The jobs or something? So unemployment rates or something like that. And then we have the jobless claims Thursday, and then CPI and the inflation and all on Fridays. So that's your economic calendar. So some big things coming up right there. And let's see what's going on with our Mag 7. Apple is down right there, pulling back a little bit. Amazon jumping up some, not looking bad, trying to curl up. And again, do they curl up, run up, and then have a pullback? That's what they look like. Google right there, still in the 50, but doesn't look perfect. I'm not going to lie. July. And how about your Meta right here? And that one was jumping up yesterday, just kind of flattened out there, trying to get set up. Nothing real crazy at the moment. Microsoft is up, looking pretty good right there. Microsoft has been running, and Nvidia right there is looking pretty good now. Nvidia is looking real healthy right there too. So keep an eye on that. And there is your Tesla, and that's been running up a little bit. So there you go with your Mag 7, and we'll see how the rest of this market looks like. AMC up a penny after that good dip. GameStop still down. Looks like it could try to bounce off the MACD now. So we'll keep an eye and see if it's a good opportunity. And Chewy and Unity definitely getting set up right here. So keep an eye on it. Unity's trying to run up a little bit more. And again, do they get through these MACDs? It looks like that they should. That's a big curl up when it happens, but although it's going in kind of smooth, so it could roll off. So that's what I'm looking at the moment. And usually, when you get these big fish hooks up like this, they'll usually go right through. But you can see the way it's kind of setting up. This isn't. It keeps staying flat down here. That's not getting them curl ups. And I'm just showing you Unity, but there's a lot of them doing that. That's what's grabbing my attention right there. And saying I'm not so sure these get rolling. Netflix right here, kind of just still hanging out. That is getting set up. I think it might have a little more time, but might be a bottom area. Could level down a little bit more, but nothing real crazy right there. AVGO, your semiconductors, that's hitting the 50. Let's see if it goes through and gets cruising up. MU dipping down, and MU looks like it's actually going to dip down some more right there. And TSM was jumping up and hitting some resistance right there. SMCI this morning up a little bit. That has some room. That 20 and 50 are meeting up. That doesn't look bad right there. Keep an eye on SMCI right there. And then AMD, let's see, it's up $1.30, and that's curling up. So that looks like it could run a little bit more at the moment. QCOM trying to curl up. It's still in the basement again. I don't think that they're going through these MACDs. I think we still see that pullback. And we'll look at the VIX and everything. Look at Snow just going straight up, though. There you go. It's Snow. And PayPal's looking a little bit better right there. I think PayPal could be a good one, guys. Right at this spot right here and get a good pop off of that. So keep an eye on PayPal. Could be a good opportunity right there, as it's been way beaten down. And of course, Intel hasn't been looking too bad right there. And Dell, I've been saying that thing wants to run. It does look like it wants to run for good old Dell. And what about IBM right here? That's kind of getting set up as well. So we'll be keeping an eye on that one. Palantir was up a little bit more, has some resistance right above it, right there about 150 area. So just be careful of that. But it does have another like 5 hours to run right there for Palantir. Sophie right here is up a little bit, and that could be curling up to run up. So today, I mean, these things are just so interesting. The entire market looks interesting. Look at Mara trying to get set up right here. So maybe crypto is trying to get bottom, but again, it's still pulling back. You got Riot pulling back, but Mara setting up right here. It is pulling back. Maybe it doesn't really set up. I mean, you know what? It could, but if crypto don't get rolling, it's going to get bumped down into this channel and stay in a bearish trend. It was trying to go bullish right there. It's just not doing it at the moment because obviously crypto is at 68K. I mean, Bitcoin's at 68K right now. Ethereum's at 2009. Solana's at 84. Cardano's at 26 cents. Ripple's at $1.41, according to our stock cube right there. So you can check out the stock cube at any time. But yeah, I use it all the time and I love it for my crypto prices, that's for sure. And let's see, Clean Spark right here. And another one, like I said, trying to get set up. But if Bitcoin don't get moving, that's not moving. MicroStrategy was trying to run. But again, if Bitcoin don't get moving, they don't run. And look at it trying to roll off the MACD. This is what I was talking about right there, guys. So we'll see. We'll see. They don't look like they want to go through. Let's put it that way. Robinhood right here down a little bit as well. And Coinbase is pulling back a little bit. And they do have their earnings coming up. When was that? The 12th right there. So in 2 days. So February 12th is on Thursday. So there's Coinbase, and that'll be their earnings. And we'll have to see what's going on with Coinbase and their earnings. Let's take a look at Bull. It was looking pretty bullish yesterday, and today it's just flat right there, but still out of the basement, a little bit flat, not too bad. And space right here was trying to run back up, not looking too bad. How about Boeing right here? That wasn't looking bad. Now that's bullish right there. Boeing looking pretty good. DJT kind of down there. I could level down a little bit as well right there. Nike right there up a little bit, not looking too bad. What about Lulu right here? That's up 20 cents. Look at that bad boy. That's curling up, looking pretty good right there for Lulu. And let's see what McDonald's is up to right now. That is pulling. That's actually making a nice little base at the top. And they have earnings coming up. I wonder how McDonald's earnings are going to be tomorrow. So we'll have to look at that. Anyone likes earnings, you can keep an eye on McDonald's for tomorrow. And then Disney right here is up a little bit. It's just been kind of bouncing around. Another one doesn't look like it's going to get through that MACD. And Oxy right there is trying to cruise up a little bit more. ExxonMobil right there is up, and CVX right there is up. So them ones keep on running, and DXYZ is up a little bit this morning. What's Lunar up to? That is up just a hair right there. We'll see if that can continue to cruise. And that's another one. I mean, it has that look. Look at it. It looks like it's going to roll off and come back down. And at the same time, it looks like it wants to pop up there. So they all have a crazy look right now this morning. And that is what's going on with them bad boys. And let's see what you guys want to look at. And we'll go through the market. Let's see what the news says right here. Stock rally pauses as traders brace for data flood and the overlooked risk in the memory chip crunch, and stock futures turn flat after Dow hits records. New record in CapEx America. Everyone's talking about this whole CapEx thing. And stock market today, the Japanese stocks scale new peak, and Dow futures hold steady right there. So that's what's going on. Let me see what you have going on over here, Luis Rodriguez, Sam, and everybody else. Let me go through and take a quick look. And TSM reported another month of growing revenue, signaling that demand for semiconductors remains robust. Revenue rose 20% from the previous quarter and 37% from the same period last year, according to Luis Rodriguez right there. So there you go. And TSM was up this morning on its earnings. So there you go with that. CRDO, that was up. We were talking about it first thing this morning. That was running up. And Luis Rodriguez had mentioned this one. That's a semiconductor in the Cayman Islands right there. Oscar up on its earnings, looking really good. Remember, I did say that was looking pretty good. So there you go, up almost $1 right there. Look at that bad boy spiking up. And we did mention that one. We were talking about it. And Pfizer, we talked about last night. And that one is pulling back on its earnings right there. Look at that down there, leveling down right now. So Pfizer, looks like it's down right now though. FISV. Oh, let me see. FISV right here. And yeah, that is pulling back right now on its earnings right there. And let's see what that Spotify is up to. Good old Spot is up 42. Whoa, that one came right out of the basement too on its earnings. Look at that bad boy. So there you go with Spotify, jump over 14% pre-market, and user growth and margins beat expectations under new co-CEOs. Company issues Q1 outlook with operating income and ahead of estimates and blah, 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 and strong MAU guidance. So that'll do it right there. That guidance is pretty important, I've learned. Had no idea how important that guidance is, but it actually is more important, I think, than everything else. When they have good guidance, that means that it's going to do well the next quarter, and things usually start running right there. Marvel right here, Marvel. And MRVL, oh, that's not looking too bad right there, crossing through and not and then holding up there on that trend line. Look at that bad boy. It's trying to anyway, so that's another good one right there. And how about your Datadog? Did not have earnings this morning as well, or has them today or something? It is today. I don't know if they had them yet, but Datadog reports Q4 revenue up 29% to $953 million, highlights strong large customer growth and launches new AI-driven observability products. Is that how you observability? Is that even a word? I've never heard that word before. I don't even know if I said it correctly, but there you go. Look at that cry. And again, look, has that resistance right there. Not sure it gets through the MACD, but that's a heck of a curl up the run for its earnings right there for good old Data Dog. So there you go with Data Dog. And let's see what else is going on over here. And let me take a look. Oh, not that. I wanted to look at that. There's our futures. That's what I wanted to look at was our VIX right here. And let's see what it looks like at the moment. And it's sitting on that 20, that 50. It's coming down hard on the MACD right there. Does it get rolling off? I have to keep an eye on it. That's a wild look. The whole market looks kind of crazy again, guys. I don't know. It just has that weird look about it again. A lot of weird things going on. Like the VIX looks like it wants to run. This looks like it wants to go up. It has resistance right there, so it could go up and come back down. And then your Qs are looking pretty strong, but you have resistance right there at 619. So it is an interesting looking market. I'm not going to lie. And so there you are. Alphabet plans tech's first 100-year bond since .com era. I'm not even sure what they're talking about, but oh yeah, this analyst who has gold bugs thinking 12,000 is not only possible, it's the right price for gold. So let's see what that's up to this morning. It's down just a little bit. It's not looking bad, but again, it's curling up. And does it go through that MACD? I don't think it does. And like I was saying, silver, but it is having these wild jumps and big, like it's just crazy right now. And everything looks all wild. So I'm not sure what the heck's going on at the moment, guys, but I'm telling you something's odd. And that's all that we know at right now. And it's been looking weird in and out. Look at Lockheed Martin. Looks like it wants to run up right there. Huntington Ingalls, not too bad. Northrop Grumman's up as well. So they're not looking too bad right there for your old aerospace defense. This fly is trying to get set back up right here. You can take a look at that one right there. So yeah, interesting right there. And I don't see anything like Archer's up. I mean, they're up. They look pretty decent, but nothing grabs my attention like something's about to happen here. I'm not sure what's going on, guys. Like I said, is it Iran? I have no idea what's happening, but something's weird. And you can see it reflecting in these markets. USO up a little bit. That doesn't know if it wants to. It looks like it wants to roll off and go up right there. And so, yeah, kind of crazy. Did Michael Anthony say last night that KO will beat? He did say that. He said it would beat. And you said, whop, whop. Whoa, Michael Anthony. There you go. Wow. That one took a big old dip there, Michael Anthony, and it did look topped out. I didn't say that, but you thought it was going to beat the earnings, Michael Anthony, and it certainly did not. And so there you go. Let's see if Pepsi took a little hit from that. And Pepsi's just down a little bit right there. And he's always the first to say nobody has a crystal ball. So yeah, that is true right there. He does always say that. So his Coca-Cola call was off this morning. He said it was going to beat earnings, and there you are. And again, just based off the chart, I would have said that was topped out. Obviously, it was already pulling back, so that's not something that I would think would go up. But again, I'm just basing it off of the chart. I'm not an earnings person. I don't even quite understand it, but that one missed, I guess, and it did pull back right there. Let's see. EPS of 53 cents. On non-GAAP of 58 and 11.8 billion revenue, full year EPS of 3.04. What I have no idea what it's talking about, but anyway, I guess they didn't beat their earnings, so there you are with Coca-Cola, and there you are. That's what the market looks like this morning. Again, crypto appears to be leveling down right here, guys. So we'll see what happens with that. And, that can draw the market down with it. It has been. And so, I mean, the market's at all-time highs, but the market's been, we'll say it makes it very volatile. We'll put it that way. So the market's been very volatile. Something's going on. Crypto's pulling back. And your gold and silver look really weird right here, I must say. But keep an eye on them because they don't look too bad. And, yeah, it's a very weird market. There's that TRX gold. It's even down 2 cents. That looked really good. USAR's even down a penny. That looks pretty good. Oxy, we said, was up a little bit right there. Rich Tech Robotics up a penny. ARM was looking strong, and that's up a little bit right there. And Oracle, that looked pretty good to run up some more. And there you go with that one. So there you are. And use your 4U's Energy Fuels up a hair. Nothing crazy. What's AppLovin doing? That's up some more this morning. So there you go. Capricorn core. That's just flat right there. Now, Terrorwolf was running yesterday. It's pulling back a little bit right now. Circle right here is circling back down at the moment, and Sterling's flat after it ran up. And we already looked at Meta, but that was up just a little bit right there. And Chipotle, let's see, that's up a little bit. That's not looking bad. And there you go, a Cracker Barrel pulling back a little bit. Rocket Mortgage right here, that's got a weird looking, wants to curl up, but the 20's coming down really hard on it. That's kind of odd right there. And how about Reddit's up a little bit? Now that's getting set up. Reddit and Thar, that looks like it wants to roll off the MACD right there. So you can keep an eye on that. And the Canvas one's MSOS just flat, but not looking too bad right there. Let's see what Beyond Meat's doing. That's down a little bit right there. And let me see what else is going on in this market. Remember, CCHH, that's pulled back. It didn't run up this morning. We were looking at that. And that TNON right there is down this morning as well. And that had been jumping up yesterday. How about KXIN? I forget somebody was looking at this last night. I trying to remember their name. Consistency Spikes, maybe it was. I forget exactly, but here you go with KXIN, and that one's getting set up right there. That one could be a really good penny one going forward, guys. So keep an eye on that. That's for sure. And let me see what else is going on. Oh, what's FBRX right there? That Fort Biosciences. Let's see. That's just kind of hanging out. Not sure why that's even on. I don't even remember looking at that. And Tilray right there trying to get set back up. So market has an interesting look, that's for sure. It looks like it could go either way real quick. So we'll be keeping an eye on it. I'll be on in the Discord around 9:15 with Ben, and we'll look at the market and see what our number one ideas are. And we'll be giving them out. We'll give out our top trades and what we think they'll do, and then we'll trade them and nail them, just as we did yesterday with Lunar and Light Path there. Lunar just kind of hanging out right there this morning, and Light Path right here is up a little bit more, hitting the 20, so not looking bad. Again, curling up big, but I don't think they go through for whatever reason. So that's what I've been talking about right there. And OMDS up a little bit right there. What about Rocket Lab? And that's trying to stay back up and run with the rest of the aerospace ones and the space sector. And Redwire right there, not doing too bad this morning. Let's see what Oklo is up to. Up a little bit. That nuclear was looking good. It's just flat right there this morning. And SMR is flat there this morning. So there you go with the market, and that's what's going on. ASPI down, or just flat. UNH is down, I meant to say. And yes, that's what I see going on this morning right here. There's your Lucid. That's even flat. Got to do that video for you guys and grab. Oh, GRAB right here is up a little bit. That's trying to get set up, and that arm looked pretty strong. It's continuing to run up right there. So there you go, everybody. So all information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Luis Rodriguez, Sam, and we're thinking about you, Joseph Levy. Hopefully you're going home today. That sounds good after a major surgery. So best of luck and speedy recovery to you. And we're thinking about you. And and then Doge Mom and 9 and Robin driving to work and everybody else hanging out. And we're always thinking of Asian Jolie as well. So there you go, everybody. And you guys make sure you enjoy your day and be sure to trade smart and lock in these profits. Again, this market looks a little bit strange right here. So we're going to have to see exactly what's going on. And Coca-Cola is down on its earnings, Michael Anthony. So they did not beat earnings or whatever, like you said last night. How about that? We all get them wrong sometimes, and so nobody's perfect. And he does always say no one has a crystal ball, so that is true. And so there you go, everybody. So make sure you follow along on X, YouTube, Instagram, like the show on your way out of here. And like I said before, trade smart, lock in those profits. Goodbye, good luck, see you later, and have a great day, everybody.